Hello all, casual noob gamer back at you with another video. Oh yeah, video. So I think I'm a very simple person. The main reason I wanted to make this video that inspired me is I was actually watching a channel called Nintendon't, and he is very critical of, let's say, Nintendo. He's is a proclaimed very big Nintendo fan, but has basically since the around the start of the reveal, I'd say, and whatever. I guess he's been very critical and not happy with Nintendo with the Switch 2, and has made claims like, they're giving false numbers, I believe, if I'm correct, with the sales at one point, blah blah blah, whatever. I'm not here to talk about that, but the title of this video, well, if you clicked on it, you probably saw the title is Walmart does what Nintendo don't. You know, the old play on the whole Sega does what Nintendo don't kind of rivalry thing, because Nintendo, for the life of them, would not drop the price of the Switch 2, and Walmart, in the year of 2025, the year that the Switch 2 has come out on the market, after only about little over 6 months, I want to say, but almost 6 months, not on Black Friday, which was what Nintendo was claiming for a very long time, that on Black Friday you would see a discount on Switch 2, but on Cyber Monday, and then he claimed, "Oh, well, I was only on for 3 days. I'm not gonna gloat, but I'm gonna gloat, whatever." Kind of like whatever. I think that's to sum up the video I watched. But anyway, it's not the point. The point is he's saying, well, the reason why Walmart is dropping the price is because the Switch 2 is not selling, and I would agree and disagree, because right now, as of right now, it is December 10th when I'm filming this video. I don't know when it's going to go up. Officially, Nintendo has released at their last earnings report, I believe, that they're around 10 million units of the Switch 2 in sales. So I mean, that's really good. The rumor has it is that pretty soon, Nintendo may announce that they're at 15 million units. So, well, number one, the Switch 2 is the fastest selling console of consoles released. It has that record, so it's not that it's not selling, but so I think the reason why Walmart dropped the price, besides the fact that Walmart probably wanted a reason to get people in the door, and then other retailers saw that and said, "Well, if they're doing it, we're gonna do it." And I think that I know Amazon definitely did it, because I saw it on Amazon and I was like, that's a good price, but I already have a Switch 2. I don't need that. Which, by the way, Nintendo keeps saying that he did not buy a Switch 2, but he also mentioned in one of his videos that he was playing, I forgot what system of games it was, on an emulator, and he's like, it plays better than the Switch 2, like Nintendo Switch, I guess, apps emulators kind of play. So it's kind of like, well, how do you know how the Switch 2 emulators play if you don't play it? I mean, maybe he said too much. Maybe he's like, oh, well, I tried someone else's or whatever. I don't know. But I highly doubt. I mean, I don't know for sure. I highly doubt that he doesn't have a Switch 2. Now, would he keep it on the down low if he had one? I think absolutely, because that would blow up his, narrative he has on his channel. But that's not the point of this video. The video is what Walmart does, what Nintendo don't. And I feel the reason that Walmart dropped the price of the Switch 2 is that basically, so when these retailers buy units for stock to keep in their warehouse to sell, they buy a certain amount on basically what they think will sell or whatnot. Or maybe Nintendo said, hey, if you want them, you have to buy this many. And it may have been more than Walmart thought. And maybe Nintendo hyped it up and said, hey, you'll sell it. And maybe possibly Walmart bought more than would, sell out. And Walmart was very impatient because, listen, space is money in physical retail. These places need to move these items so they could put other items that sell better on the shelves. And that box for a Switch 2 can take up space for quite a few items that probably have a higher profit margin than a Switch 2 does. So I feel that it's not that the Switch 2 is not selling, because we know it's selling. We're seeing the sales numbers. The sales are there. I feel it's that Walmart bought too many, and they may have gone to Nintendo and said, "Hey, we bought too many. Can we send some of these back to you, and then we'll pick them up another time?" And Nintendo might have said something like, "Well, if you're gonna send a unit back to us, we gotta charge you a restocking fee for the inventory, because Nintendo also maybe doesn't have space to keep all these because they're trying to mass produce as many as they can and keep them in the country of the US before the tariffs go crazy again, and then everything coming in after the tariffs go crazy again will get tariffed higher." So Nintendo might have, tried to strong arm Walmart saying you can't do it. So Walmart's like, well, if Nintendo's going to charge us like, you know, $75 to send this system back, let's just discount it $50 and we'll give it to the consumers, and then they will buy it because it'll be a deal. So that's what I think. I think that they discounted it because they bought too many, and it's not that the systems would not sell in time, it's that they weren't selling fast enough. So yes, Nintendon't, I partly agree with him. Obviously, if they're discounting it, you don't discount something that is selling. That makes no sense. Unless Walmart just wanted to use that as a thing of, you know what? We'll take the loss so we can bring people onto our website, into our store, to buy things, to pick up other things. And then if you get people, listen, if you buy a system, you're probably going to buy a game or a controller, because at this point it's so readily available, the system, that scalpers are not buying these things. So everyone who's buying a system is either buying it for themselves or a gift for someone else. And I know that personally, I have a rule. If you buy a console for either yourself or someone else, you should give it with a game. I feel it's kind of like bad luck, bad karma to give a system without some piece of software. Because it's kind of like, oh, well, thank you for my system if you give it as a gift. Now, what am I going to do with this paperweight because I have no games? So give it with something. So the Mario Kart bundles are perfect. It comes with a game. And, I also grew up in a time with the NES, the Super NES, where you got a game packed in with the system. And that was great because it was kind of like, well, yeah, most of the time, like, especially if you're strapped for cash, you're just getting the system, and you're just like, maybe I don't have money for a game or a good game, or maybe something's not available. So, yeah. Anyway, that's my thing. Walmart does what Nintendo don't, because Walmart discounted the system where Nintendo would not do it. And yeah, it's most likely because the system is not selling as fast. Not that it's not selling, it is selling. It's not like it's a dead system, no one wants it. It's that the price is at a place where people are like, I don't know if I want this, because if especially because you could see it on Amazon when you look on the page for the Switch 2 system with the Mario Kart World bundle, like the jump up in sales that they got from discounted that system, like I think it went up at least 10,000 units sold in from when they started discounting it to like I checked it again like a couple of days later. So in a couple of days they sold 10,000 units. And they did sell out at one point, but now they have it. But they have it, and if you want to buy it, they just won't give you a date. And it says it'll email you a date when they know when it's there. But usually with Amazon, they have a thing where if it's going to arrive after Christmas, it will say this item will arrive after Christmas. So they will most likely get everyone's orders in before Christmas because most likely of people buying this thing, they're probably buying it for Christmas. So Amazon knows that people, because there's no penalty for canceling an order on Amazon, and they only charge you and make it that you can't cancel it once the order is ready to be basically shipped. So they wouldn't do that where it'd be like, oh, it's coming after Christmas, but we didn't tell you when they normally do. So they're probably going to get stock in. They're just seeing how many people are getting them and then sitting on the orders to get them. But anyway, that's a whole other topic and a whole other story. But basically, I really think that Walmart and maybe even other retailers, they were told by Nintendo if you want the system, you have to buy like a certain minimum, and they did buy more than people were going to buy because of the price. But now that the price has dropped, the system is now moving out. So this may actually influence Nintendo to do something and say, hey, listen, if we want to kind of go through the stock what they have, but I don't think Nintendo wants to burn through their stock. I think they would rather just sit and wait and see who's going to buy it at full price. But if the retailers are just going to, do what they want and price it lower, then, I mean, I don't know what Nintendo's going to do. They may tell the retailers, hey, if you're going to do that, we're going to make you buy more than we were saying you have to buy as a minimum to get stuff in stock. But anyway, like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what your theory is. Obviously, if they're discounting it, it's not selling at the price it was. That doesn't mean it wasn't selling. It means it wasn't selling enough to go through the stock that is sitting on the shelves of Walmart. And they're just probably saying, well, time is money. And those systems are sitting in our warehouses, where we're storing stuff. And we could be putting other things in there. And we need to move inventory. We can't let stuff just sit there. That's how these retailers work. And that is most likely the reason. So, is it because it's not selling? Yes. Is it because of the price? Yes. Is it because Walmart may have had to buy more stock than usual because Nintendo wants to move stock out of their warehouses too and basically flood the markets with Switch 2s by keeping them at these retailers' warehouses and at Nintendo's things? And Nintendo's like, well, we can't store them anymore. So if you send them back to us, we have to make it, not something that would be profitable for you to do. So the retailers found a way around that, and I do feel that once they can't, stay with this price of the lower price, the retailers, that it's not feasible anymore. I feel that the retailers are either going to have to talk to Nintendo and get them to lower their threshold minimum for ordering, or they're just not going to order, and then you are going to see scarcity at retailers because retailers are just not going to stock Switch 2s. So the market will straighten itself out. Anyway, like I said, I mean, I did pay full price. Am I a little salty seeing that it's now discounted? Of course I am. But I don't regret it because I've also now had the Switch 2 for an extra 6 months over people who are just getting it now. So I've had all that time to enjoy it, even though I did have issues where I wasn't able to play and just not in the mood to play for a bit. But the time I had, I've definitely enjoyed my Switch 2, and I don't regret my purchase. Would I have liked to have gotten it cheaper? Of course. I mean, I would hope that Nintendo would do something like, if they're gonna make this the standard price, give the initial adopters of the Switch 2 some sort of like ambassador program that they did with the 3DS. Maybe some eShop credit or something to offset the higher price that we paid at launch. All right. Also, hit the bell notification to know when I put videos up. And you have a great rest of your day. Later.